Ladies and gentlemen, this is your friendly one-man-cast here. Now, I've been seeing all over the news of this hacktivist collective known as Anonymous. Anonymous seems to think they can get away with anything they want. People think that Donald Trump is going to be the next Hitler. Yeah, there's just one flaw with that, Anonymous. You see, you must be a collective group of international criminals because you seem to forget one concept that our American people base and thrive upon. It's what created our government in the first place, and it's what's going to happen when Trump gets elected. Let's face it, Trump is going to get elected, no matter what you do. This isn't a joke. This isn't some game you're playing. This isn't Call of Duty. This is real life bullshit. This is real life. You can't change real life. None of your little DOS attacks, none of that is going to serve any purpose besides fueling the aspirations of delusional idiots and fueling just hatred and a divide behind people. There's going to be a huge divide between our people based off of your immaturity, your lack of being able to comprehend the real situation behind what electing Trump would do in the first place. But let me give you an education. Something, let me give you a few facts about the Constitution that you probably seem to conveniently gloss over. Let's start with the checks and balances, shall we? First of all, there's a little thing called checks and balances. The legislative law is or my apologies, I'm stuttering here. The legislative branch is a branch dedicated to the lawmakers. But the lawmakers themselves, they have to work in accordance with the president and the executive branch in order for their laws to get enforced. You see, legislature is the people who make the laws. The White House, the executive branch, is dedicated to enforcing those rules. The judicial branch is there as a check to make sure that these laws that are passed by both sides are in accordance with our rights as a country, as a people. What you, Anonymous, seem to misunderstand is that voting Trump in, it's going to do the exact opposite. It's going to create it's going to create a government lock. Do you know how Donald Trump functions, how Donald Trump acts? Donald Trump is a stubborn old son of a bitch who does not work with anybody unless it suits him. But let's face it, if Donald Trump gets into office, his lack of a desire to work with other people, especially when it doesn't profit for him, he can't even work within the own party he's running for. There was an article on Yahoo News that said that was released by a statement of the GOP that the people don't pick the party representative, they do. Think of what those words really mean when it comes to government, the support of his own party. And let me correct the GOP on that too. You see, the people who support your party are the people who are voting for Trump. And Trump is almost a shoo-in for the Republican side. However, it seems good old anonymous, good old hack collective, hacktivist nonsense. It seems that you can only, play around by hiding in masks and tomfoolery. What next? Clown gear? What next? Clown makeup? Come on. Unlike you, I have the balls to show my face. I have the balls, the guts to come out and say what I need to. You need to reevaluate your education and what you know about the US Constitution. You need to learn everything besides the basic Bill of Rights and the first three words of the preamble. There's a huge paragraph that is called the preamble of the Constitution. And there are so many sections of the Constitution that are all over the internet. And yet, I think you're not being stupid. I think you might just be doing a selective information. You're giving people selective information. So, every time I see a storyline on any social media referring to you, I will create a pro-Trump video. As long as I still breathe, I will be supporting Trump. Because unlike what you seem to think, Donald Trump being elected doesn't lead to a dictatorship. The executive branch cannot take absolutist control. In order for the president to be able to make laws, what it's actually doing is he's proposing laws, as in he's putting his laws into place. And Congress has to agree in a majority vote in order to get this passed. And if, even if he tries to use executive privilege, they can also override that with another vote if they vote 3/4 to overturn the bill. The executive branch doesn't have the power you people think it does. And you know why you people don't think? You know why the citizens of America think that Trump is going to be a dictator? Because they know nothing about the Bill of Rights. They know nothing about the Constitution. These people who are anti-Trump are people who are delusional or people who think that he will be a dictator when they don't know how the branches of government work. These are the people who don't support Trump are people who are illiterate jackasses and pretentious bitches, both of which obviously either don't care to do the research or are selectively giving out certain parts of information. You are all being a bunch of manipulative assholes. I didn't want to establish this group because I've got friends of mine who are religious, but this is a message from the group known as ARWO, the Anti-Religious World Order. We at ARWO declare war against you. You can stop with your stupid childish DDoS acts. I will be doing actual activism in productivity for the Trump campaign because you jackasses, sorry, my mouth is dry, so I can't, I can't talk as well as I usually can. So, keeping that in mind, the thing I plead for Anonymous to realize and get through their thick skulls is that having Trump in power is your ideal situation. You don't want a government that works together. If you have Trump in office, he is the exact opposite of a dictator. He is a buffoon and a fool. He's a guy who doesn't even understand the basic human concept of working together. He doesn't possess the psychology to run a country. You need to have an understanding of how the law works. You need to have the basic psychology that Donald Trump is honestly, devoid of. But you don't use your heads. So, Anonymous, I wonder, do you really want to go after what America really should be going for? Do you really want to go against what your true ideals should be? Because as long as you keep pulling off this petty shit, you're killing yourselves. You're essentially committing suicide. Honestly, Trump is your ideal person to have in office, and the fact that you think otherwise is just baffling. Because guess what? When the legislative and the executive branches do not work together, you have two sides made from a split in half. When you're split a government institution in half, when there's two sides that refuse to cooperate and work together, they have no power. The federal government will have no control if Trump is elected. And the thing is, that leaves all the power to the local governments. This is the end goal that you want. But no. Instead, I, your mental and psychological savior of the world, shall educate you instead. I won't fight through stupid cheap shit like DDoS attacks, cyber attacks. My war is a war of education. My war is to educate people and destroy the ignorance that you so ignorantly spread around. The sheep are now learning to stand upright while they be led by the wolf in sheep's clothing. I usually don't go outside of my realm of entertainment because going and obsessing about this sort of thing makes me sick in the head. So I've been limiting myself to entertainment purposes only. But this constant anonymous shit needs to stop. If you really want what's best for your own, for the people that you so supposedly care about, disband. Disband Anonymous. I'm telling you, for the good of the people. Not that you probably don't care about that anyways, maybe. Who knows? But for the good of the people, just do us a favor. Disband. Just shut up. Stop doing your immature little attacks. And don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with the people I support. Do not fuck with the candidates I am behind. And we shall be golden. I suggest, and it's going to be in vain, keep this in mind, that even though I'm putting this out there, keep in mind that this isn't going to work out with us. While you use your little technical skills to spread lies and ignorance, I'm going to use my knowledge and my education and everything I've developed in my lifetime. I'm going to dedicate all of my knowledge for the sake of supporting Trump. So guess what? You've been warned, Anonymous. But let's see which side is more powerful. There was a quote from a wrestler, and usually, I'm a wrestling freak, but I usually don't include wrestling, quotes. But I'm going to give a quote for you to think about, Anonymous. Fear not the army of wolves led by the sheep. Fear the army of sheep led by the wolf. You have been warned, Anonymous. You have been warned. I will end your ignorance once and for all. And I will make sure that our government has no power. Guess what? I'm done.